Sergio, I'm always waiting for fifth gear. I think I'm still waiting for fourth gear.
Canelo not even having to move his head because Kovalev's not even committing to the
There it is. Kovalev's hurt. Kovalev's down. Kovalev's out. It's over.
Wow, went back against the rope. He's desperately trying to cover up. Ali won't exert himself while Lyle's against the rope. But Ali smells blood.
Kovalev's out. It's over. That fast. There's fifth gear. Canelo is the light heavyweight champion of the world.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Against the Ropes. I am Gio Garcia. I am alongside Christian Mosqueda. We are back for episode number 61.
61.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Man, a lot to talk about today, right?
Yeah, dude, we're just witnessing a big boxing weekend, and one of the biggest. When Canelo fights, people tune in. And so we had Canelo versus Kovalev. Canelo challenging Kovalev for the IBF 175-pound strap.
Yeah, and we are going to have a lot. What happened?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, go for it.
No, I was just going to skim through some of the stuff that happened this past weekend. You know, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Big night for boxing, right? Big night, as you said. Canelo, 11th round, knockout over Sergey Kovalev at 175 pounds. Super Rye. All right.
Yeah.
First round KO over Duno.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's something that you said he didn't need a knockout, and
I
he didn't need a statement.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it, man. Save your thought. Or you wanna say it before you forget?
No.
You sure?
I got it.
Because I'll be forgetting stuff.
I got it.
All right. The women's fight.
Women's fight.
Right. Esparza against Estrada.
Mm-hmm.
First time 3-minute rounds. That was interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Very bad cut.
Yeah.
Evander Holyfield's son making his pro debut
Evan.
in this card as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, what's his name? Cobb? Did you see?
I just know.
Interesting character.
Interesting character. We'll talk about him.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and I think we'll just get started with that. But before we get started, I want to send a quick shout out to Sean from Just Boxing Live. Right, he joined us for last episode. Thank you for coming through. I checked out some of his podcasts this past Sunday. You guys can also check that out. Follow him on Just Boxing Live on all your favorite social network platforms and also on your favorite podcast platform, man. Check it out. Don't forget to follow us too at againstdaropes. I only mentioned those things before I forget because we do have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So you want to get started with?
Let's get into it with Canelo Kovalev. Canelo Kovalev, big fight. We have Canelo coming up in weight, challenging Sergey for the strap, for the IBF 175-pound strap. And something that we notice about big fights, normally you don't get a knockout. You long for the knockout. You want to see that knockout, but you normally don't get it when it's two, very known fighters of regard. So even though we wanted to see it, we didn't really expect it, right? Especially a knockout of that caliber, the smaller guy knocking out the bigger foe.
I feel like the general consensus was that Canelo could hurt Kovalev to the body. Yeah. Right? That's what everybody was expecting, a body shot. I know I predicted 8 rounds. You predicted somewhere around the same, right?
I did. Yeah,
around that.
And that's what, in a way, that's kind of, I was like, I want to knock out. I want to see that.
Yeah. Which looked doable. I feel like a lot of people saw it happening, right? Even though Kovalev was bigger. Yeah. You do know he's slower, older, right? Past his prime a little bit. Yeah. But I think the way that it happened was pretty impressive. I put a poll up on Instagram and, asking how impressive was it. And most people thought that it was very impressive. I don't know, would you?
No, I was very impressed. The way he landed that left hook and shook him a little bit, and then he just went in for the kill. And the way Sergey just dropped, like it was, it was over. You knew it was over right away.
Yeah, it was a real knockout.
Yeah. Not a accumulation of punches, TKO, type stuff. He was not gonna get up. But I was very impressed because you obviously saw the size difference. You saw Canelo was strong little man, buff, like stacked, filled up that 175 frame pretty well. But you still saw Kovalev, a bigger guy.
Yeah,
a bigger guy, and resorting to just a jab and showing a lot of respect throughout the fight to Canelo. Just trying to have a distance on him. And something I didn't see was the right hand. A lot of people were like, "Oh, well, why didn't you?"
Kovalev?
Yeah, for Kovalev.
Yeah.
That, that was his biggest weapon. Of course, he did it later say, he didn't want to get countered to the body and stuff. But still, you should take a risk. That's your biggest weapon. Why not bring it out?
Yeah, I think from the first round you saw that it was gonna be a chess match, right? Both guys sticking to their game plan, and I think we mentioned that a little bit about the trainers.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's why we know both guys can implement a game plan, right? We saw it from Kovalev, in the second fight against the other Alvarez, right?
Yeah.
I laid that Alvarez. We saw that he stuck to the game plan. We saw that he could be disciplined under Buddy McGirt.
Yeah.
And not necessarily go for the kill like we've seen him do in the past, right? Just follow the game plan. Canelo is willing to do that as well, listen to his trainers. So I think that's why we said that the trainers weren't really going to be a big factor in this fight.
Yeah.
But I think it just came down to maybe skill, maybe youth, right? Both of those things were on the side of Canelo. But I must highlight that I was pretty impressed by Kovalev, right? Even though we didn't see that right hand, like you said, I think that jab was working to a certain extent.
Yeah.
He was able to keep Canelo at bay.
Yeah.
He was never really hurt throughout the fight until that point. And I think it was because he was able to stay disciplined and follow that game plan.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't seem like we were going to see a knockout. We were like, it seems like it's going to go the distance. It didn't seem like, even though Canelo was doing a good job, it didn't seem like he was going to get that shot in.
Yeah,
because
I think Kovalev was taking the shots pretty well.
Yeah.
Even the body shots, he was taking them pretty well. Yeah. And I noticed that from the first round that he looked like he was in pretty good shape, Kovalev.
Yeah.
He started off, his body physically looked like he was pretty solid. And he threw a lot of punches throughout really the whole fight, but especially in that first quarter of the fight, he almost tripled Canelo's output, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Canelo outlanded him, but still just that output is going to bother you, and it bothered Canelo to an extent. He wasn't able to get those shots in as effectively.
Yeah.
And, usually Canelo needs just a couple moments and shots to get in, and he'll...
And now, we watched this fight together, right? You were able to make it out of work just in time. That delay helped you out.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, let's talk about that delay.
We'll talk about it in a little bit, but what I wanted to talk about was the scorecards. Do you remember? Because I remember asking you right after the fight the scorecards.
I think 2 scorecards had...
They were pretty close.
They're pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes sense based on...
Canelo was up.
Yeah, but Canelo was up. But it makes sense, and because it was a tactical match. It wasn't a fight. It was pretty much a boxing match. And we hear some of the boos from the crowd, and I think we even said, like, you know what, this is a great match, like boxing match, not a fight. And it made sense why it was close, because both of their game plans were being implemented, effectively.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this: if there's boos, I don't really mind it in Vegas though.
Okay, because they're paying their money. Okay.
Vegas, you're there to see a show. Yeah. Right. You could have been anywhere that night watching any other show. You could have been watching J-Lo. You could have been watching the circus shows, the magic shows. But I think that's why you see a lot of boos in those types of atmospheres.
I mean, they're paying a lot of money. You're paying a lot of money to be in those seats. So I get that. So yeah. But yeah, anything else you want to highlight? I think, like you said, the size difference was there. We could see it. I feel like both guys respected each other's power. Yeah. Pretty good. You saw Canelo not really taking too many chances like he may have in the past. He even lost a lot of those rounds. Yeah. Because Kovalev's jab was pretty good. I was impressed by the jab, honestly. Yeah. I thought Canelo was going to be able to counter that jab all day and all night, right? But Kovalev was very persistent with that jab, and it was working for him, to a certain extent. Maybe I think a lot of people would have loved to see him put a little more sauce behind those punches, though, right? Because we didn't really see that, right? Yeah, I think he showed a little too much respect for the smaller man, but it's because of the skill set that Canelo brings in that pressure. To me, dude, I was super impressed with Canelo. Just seeing that smaller guy taking it to the big guy, just taking it, it's just reminiscent of like you standing up to a bully. That's pretty much what it was. I remember you and the bully just like keeping you at bay, like, oh shit, like this kid's coming. So, dude, very impressed with Canelo. And you know me, I've been kind of hard on Canelo over the years, going from like, oh, I'm not convinced yet, but dude, the resume is there. Most people are coming around, right? Most people are coming around, yeah. Because the resume's there, first of all. He fought a lot. He's never really ducked or dodged anyone. Yeah,
Four-time division.
Right? At 29.
175.
At 29.
175 pounds. Yeah, 29 years
I
old.
think Arce, Marquez, and Julio Cesar Chavez did in their 30s, late 30s too. So it's just impressive at 29. He's still in his prime, fairly young still, but to do all what he did, and man, it's crazy. And I think we talked about Pacquiao, right? Last time, like how impressive was he in his resume?
Yeah, that run.
Yeah, and Canelo is just, in his late 20s, but he's already made such an impressive resume, and it doesn't seem like anybody can give him a challenge.
That's right.
Right? Even I put up a post about should Andre Ward. I know a lot of people are gonna give me slack for this. I was like, should he return for a big payday? Maybe a big payday that's always evaded him.
He's gonna get
at
hurt.
175. I'm just saying, like, it's because of
He's gonna get hurt.
It's because of Canelo being so on a different level that people are just like, who else is out there?
So that's where your mind took you, right? Andre Ward. To me, it was the 168-pound division.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like, what does that do? Because you just see Canelo take on a 175-pounder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kovalev has a pretty good size. He's not the biggest light heavyweight, like we said, but he has some decent size. Yeah. So to me, it's like, what does that do for the 168-pound division? Yeah. Are those guys looking at Canelo the same? Right? And I'm going to mention this too. Canelo got a knockout at 175 pounds. Ryan got a first-round knockout.
Yeah.
Hey, man, these guys better be careful who they call out.
Yeah.
Right? Because we saw Duno, he was calling out Ryan, talking about you're ducking me, you're this and that.
Yeah.
First round knockout, right?
First round.
Canelo knocks out a 175-pounder in 11 rounds. So
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that the people who were calling him out before are going to think about it twice.
Yeah. Months ago, you saw all that turmoil with Canelo, Golden Boy, Ryan. Like, and now Golden Goose.
Looks like paradise, huh?
Right? Man, and we mentioned it. I think we talked about this. You said that Ryan didn't need a statement. Yeah. I agree, because he's got this huge fan base. He just has to win. I get that.
Yeah, I said that only because he's, 21 years old, 18 fights. I'm like, okay, just get your wins for now. Get better every single time. What is this, fight number 3 with or 2?
I think 3 with Gold.
With Eddie.
Second with Eddie.
Second, right. I'm pretty sure he still has a lot to learn. That's why I was like, I don't care about a statement. I just care that he wins, right?
Yeah.
To keep on that path, if he's really going to be that superstar, right? He comes out to Lupe Fiasco's Superstar, the song. So
the Superman.
Right?
Yeah.
Super right.
Right.
But I was impressed.
Yeah.
I maybe take that opinion back, because that was a statement. First round knockout.
Yeah. It's funny because I was bartending with your brother. We had the DAZN there.
Yeah.
Shout out to DAZN, man, for that.
Yeah,
and your brother missed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like serving a drink. He's all like,
yeah,
missed it that quick. The flash.
Yeah, it was funny because I was watching it. Javi was actually in my house before you guys got there. Well, he watched all the fights with us, but he was asking me about this fight, and I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, Duno's a smaller man. I haven't really watched him, but from what I've heard, he wasn't impressive in his last performance. I think you mentioned that too. So I'm like, I don't know. I think Ryan could take him out of there, but first round.
Yeah, I didn't expect the first round.
Wow, first round was impressive.
I was like, I think he could take him out. I didn't give a prediction, but it probably would have been like 6th through the 10th. I figured, but the first one, and you saw the shot, right? At first, a lot of people were giving slack, like, oh, it wasn't clean.
He took a dive too, like Kovalev.
A lot of people were saying that, but it's a shot. It messed up his equilibrium, and Ryan went for the final, and dude, impressive. Made a statement. I'm sure his fans love that. His hype just grows even more.
Yeah. Ryan is Oscar de la Hoya.
Yeah, he is the Oscar de la Hoya of this generation.
You see the women standing up and cheering, and their boyfriends are right next to them booing.
The
girlfriends are cheering and the boyfriends are next to them booing.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
He's the Oscar de la Hoya of this generation for sure.
Yeah,
we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, and also another question that we had last week was about Canelo. Where does he rank among the top Mexican champions, right? And when I said nobody's catching up to Julio Cesar Chavez, you were kind of like, really? Nobody? And I said nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a very impressive win.
Yeah.
4th division, right?
Knocking out a big
Let us
man.
know, listeners.
Yeah.
I do not think anybody can catch up to Julio Cesar Chavez, right? 90 fights undefeated. And, yeah, he gets a lot of criticism. You even said Canelo probably has a better resume,
Mm-hmm.
but that's still 90 fights, right?
Still 90.
Chavez still has the most title defenses
Mm-hmm.
in the history of boxing,
Yeah.
right? So let us know, what do you think? Do you think Canelo or anybody else can surpass Julio Cesar Chavez?
A lot of people are going to be like, but was Julio Cesar Chavez a franchise champion?
That's true. It's all about the belts, right, Sean? He doesn't have that belt.
Did you hear that Deontay Wilder was asked, like, if they offered you the franchise?
They won't offer him shit.
I don't think they can offer him, but if they offered him, would you take it? He
I
said
saw the
no.
headline.
He said no,
Yeah.
he wouldn't take it. He says that he doesn't think that's right.
Yeah.
He doesn't
See,
like the whole
okay.
mandatory process.
So my
That's
question
gonna
will be
taken out.
Yeah, I understand that, but my question will be, who do you fault more? Shit on for quick. Who do you fault more? Like, who do you put more blame on? The person taking the WBC franchise champion, or the person taking the WBC
Belt, like the
belt, the real one, right? You're getting upgraded to a real champion without having to fight for it.
So who do you blame more, Vasily for taking the lightweight
Or
franchise, or Devin Haney?
Right?
Well, in this case, Devin Haney called him out. He's been wanting that fight. He's been vocal.
He's not ready.
He's probably not ready, but at least he's vocal about it where he wants it.
Okay.
And I don't know, like in this one, it's kind of a. To me, I don't like nothing being given. You have to earn it.
Exactly, right? Like if I'm one step away from that real belt, and then you give me a call and you're like, hey, guess what? You're the champion now. I'm gonna be like,
I want to earn it.
like, that's not even. I like a challenge.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that kind of will leave me a little disappointed that I didn't get to fight for it.
To me, I'd be like, I want to earn it. I don't want people to be
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, you just got handed this."
Yeah,
Just
and of
'cause-
course, a lot of people are like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take it, right? I'm gonna take it, give it to me."
I
Right?
mean, if it's a business,
But,
I know it makes sense. Like,
man.
take it, because then they're gonna give you those mandatories, and you'll have these fights. But nah, dude, I want to earn it. I don't want nobody to tell me
Yes.
like, "Oh, you got handed something." Like, you're just giving people a reason to talk shit. And
Exactly. If what will feel better if you actually earn $1 million, like grinding, or
Yeah.
if somebody just came up to you and gave you a briefcase with $1 million.
see, once
right?
you use that now, you're like, "Fuck, let me just take that million." But
Come on, man.
no, but yes,
It was
I would
supposed
wanna,
to-
I would wanna earn it. I would wanna earn it because then you would value it.
You heard it
Yeah.
here, ladies and gentlemen. Mosqueda does not want to work for his million.
The wrong analogy. No, but yeah, I would want to earn it the right way. Value stuff.
I feel like that's what I was gonna say. You value it a little more. If
Yeah.
you earn your million, you're gonna
Yeah.
take care of
You
it.
gotta take care of
You're
it,
not
right?
gonna go to a strip club and blow it off. You're not
Yeah.
gonna go to Vegas for a weekend
Yeah.
and stay there for 4 days.
I can stay till Monday.
Yeah, or
The
Tuesday.
The podcast not till Wednesday,
As long as you're back by Wednesday.
7 p.m.
Man.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. Who do you put the blame on, Gio?
I don't blame the person taking the franchise champion,
Okay.
because to me that's like it's like
It's prestigious.
it's prestigious. It's a reward. It's like those lifetime awards that they give you at these music
Okay.
videos.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna say no, I don't want it. That's
Yeah.
not fair.
Yeah.
It's like a reward for your hard work.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, I don't even think they know what the WBC franchise
Yeah.
champion means. So if they're just like, all right, cool, I'll take it.
Can you hold? You can't hold both of them simultaneously, huh? I don't. Once you get the franchise, you give up
I don't know.
the WBC.
Because didn't Pacquiao fight for the WBO against Thurman?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And he had the regular one,
Yeah.
right? And then he fought for the real one.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they can't.
So weird, man. So weird.
I don't know,
I
dude.
just know the franchise is to like avoid your mandatories. You can't lose it.
Well, I think it's good. It's good. I think it's good business for WBC because it's kind of like the lineal championship.
It's kinda like the
you
lineal,
get to
yeah.
choose who your champion is, right?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want Canelo as their champion?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want Lomachenko as their champion?
Yeah.
All right.
These are blue chip, very, very blue chip fighters that
now
like nobody could touch him.
it becomes almost synonymous, like WBC Canelo, WBC Lomachenko, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about it now. We're talking about it every week. So I think that's great business for them.
Yeah, for them. We'll see. Give us your thoughts, guys. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know why people say, oh, that's so they can duck this guy and duck that guy. That's weird. I don't think fighters duck anybody, honestly.
Yeah. It's a business. If it makes
Yep.
sense, then they're going to make that fight happen. We have a common question from Mr. Tony Tig
Oh, let's
on
go.
Instagram. He did ask, do we think that Kovalev was himself in this fight? What do you think, Gio? Was he himself?
Himself.
Yeah.
What exactly? Oh, I'm going to try to answer it, and then we could go into the little technicalities after. But was he himself? I think he was.
Yeah.
I think he was. Like we said, he looked like he was in very good shape. He worked. His strength is a jab.
Yeah.
Right. The only thing that was missing was that straight right. But he looked like himself. Even you know, a lot of people said when Kovalev gets hurt, he doesn't really know how to react, and that was true in this fight as well. So I think it was himself. Obviously, physically, if you're 36 years old, you're not going to be the same as when you were 25 or even 30. Right. So in that sense, obviously not. You're never going to be the person you were yesterday.
Yeah.
You're getting a little older every single day.
Yeah.
Right. But I think he had a very good fight.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Back to the question, it seems he was alluding to, was he the crusher? And you just mentioned that you're not the same person that you were in your mid-20s, late 20s as you are in your 30s.
Well, he wasn't the crusher against the other Alvarez.
Right? Exactly. And so
He
that's
wasn't really the crusher against Yarde.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? He knocked him out with a jab, and most people are saying that was more fatigue than anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I agree. He wasn't the crusher. He hasn't been the crusher for a minute now, but he was the new version of Sergey, and that new version of Sergey got him this far, got him almost to the distance in a way.
Yeah.
And if it would have gone the distance, it would have been a very close fight. It would have probably been like split decision, majority decision in favor of Canelo. But was he himself? He was the new version of himself. I believe.
I think you just have to adapt to your
Yeah.
new self. I mean, like I keep repeating it. When you're 36, is not the same as when you're 26, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I'm not 36. I've never been 36 before.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there, and then we can answer this question. You know, but I do have not so much a question, but a comment by our boy Derek.
Hey, Derek.
Derek Jablonski 2 on Instagram. Canelo is pound for pound #1. And you, right?
Yeah.
You said this last week.
Yeah.
And I've been saying it, I think, for about a month now. I was going back and forth between Loma and Canelo. Obviously, if you want to take into account the amateur pedigree, you know, Loma back-to-back Olympic gold medals, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that, obviously. And then you see the skill level. You see all the champions he's faced. You know, he's beat guys like Gary Russell Jr. He's beaten guys like Jonathan Walters, Rigondeaux, right, the other Olympic gold medalist. He has a tremendous resume. But he only has, 14 fights?
14 fights.
I think,
That's
and it's not his fault. It's
Yeah.
not his
He
fault,
started
obviously.
late.
He was busy winning Olympic gold medals.
Yeah.
But when somebody has 50-plus wins with only one loss, and then all the names that Canelo has, I think it's inevitable. Obviously, ESPN is going to tell you otherwise because they kind of had to. Yeah. But I think it's inevitable, man. If you, any other boxer in the world, if you say this guy beat Erislani Lara, Austin Trout, this guy beat Golovkin, this guy beat Daniel Jacobs, this guy beat Miguel Cotto, this guy also beat Kovalev, you know, everybody would be like, wow, this guy's without a doubt #1 pound for pound, right?
Yeah.
But with all the stuff that surrounds Canelo, I think most people, I don't know if it hurts them to say he's #1 or they're like, fuck, he doesn't need that #1 spot. He has a $365 million contract. Why does he care, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's hard to argue against that.
Yeah. Mr. Derek Jablonski, you're a very observant, smart young man. I completely agree. And again, Gio knows I've been one of the that has given Canelo the hardest time, especially early in his career. I've seen him improve. I've seen him get better. When a time where I was like, he's not getting better. He's gotten better the last couple of years, and he's shown it through his competition, who he's fighting, moving up. You know, not taking, you know, I don't think he's taking very easy routes. He's taking on names, you know, going up, and also it has to do with some of the stuff the other guys haven't been doing. The only one that's close, like you said, Loma has impressive resume, his amateur pedigree, the gold medals, but lately it's been Canelo taking the bigger risk, doing more for the sport to bring the sport to the forefront. So yeah, it's very hard to argue with Canelo not being number one at this point, in my opinion.
I think it's hard to argue that he isn't than to argue that he is, because of all the stuff that we said. But I mean, everybody's got an agenda.
Yeah. So as for me, Canelo right now, number one, and Loma number two, just based on what they've done like lately.
Yeah. 100%.
You agreed?
1
and 2.
Of course, 1 and 2.
Damn.
My pound for pound has changed a little bit. I've been thinking about this the last few days. I'm not really gonna, go into detail with that. However, now Inoue.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be fighting tonight or tomorrow morning or somewhere
Sometime.
Japanese time that we got over here. I don't even know, but
Yeah.
we'll probably have to catch the replay, right? What is it? 2 a.m. here?
I think it's 2 a.m.
5 a.m. for the East Coast.
Somebody said it was like 4 a.m. Central Time, so I was like, that's 2 a.m. over here. We're just, I don't know.
West
We might have to
Coast.
stay up.
Yeah, we're keeping track of that?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Now, I know it, before, I'm not going to lie, before last fight, I even said this on this show, like, I ranked him fairly high, and I really like him, but I'm like, I think people are getting a little carried away. I think people are overrating him a little bit. But after his last performance, that tremendous knockout against the Puerto Rican champion, to annihilate a champion like that is always impressive, right? And he's going to go head-to-head now against Nonito Donaire, right? Everybody knows Nonito Donaire. Everybody, has seen his resume, but he is older now as well. And he is dropping weight, Toward the end of his career, he was getting a little heavier, and then he dropped back down, got a title. Now he's going at it with a dangerous fight, to say the least, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
No,
dangerous
very
fight?
dangerous fight for Nonito Donaire.
Are we giving him any chance?
I'll give him some chance. I give him some
I feel like
chance.
you have to.
You have to
You have to respect that championship pedigree that he carries with him, right? He's a veteran, right? I don't think Naoya has faced a veteran like him.
Yeah.
Right.
Bigger guy, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bigger guy. So
he has the punch.
Yeah.
That left hook that he could catch you with.
Especially in that weight.
Yeah.
Where he's fighting smaller guys.
118.
Yeah.
118, right?
I'm surprised that he can still make that weight, but I mean, took care of his body. And like you say, he's a little bit older, a little bit reminiscent of a Kovalev. Just the guy that's had that great moment up until this big fight. Kovalev had big wins over, you said, Alvarez and Anthony Yarde. Nonito going on a great run right here in the WBSS tournament. So he's coming in on a high, and I'm pretty sure he believes in himself. I think he does believe that he could hurt the monster Inoue, but they don't call him a monster for nothing. And
and he showed a pretty good chin last fight, because he was taking punches and he just walked through them.
Yeah. He's just so crisp, and so his technique is just almost flawless.
Yeah.
The way he took out Payano and the last opponent that you mentioned in the second round, and he was fighting pretty well, his opponent. Seemed like he was doing his game plan, but just took that 1-2. Man. So
and I think Inoue is number 4 for me on my personal list. We'll see if that changes by the end of the year. But I think right now, I'm going to say number 4 for me on my list. All right. But, man, I think it's a very intriguing fight. Man, I'm a little worried for Nonito.
Yeah.
I hope he has a good display, win or lose.
Yeah.
Because this is probably his last go-around and his last real chance, to make history. If he's able to beat a guy like Inoue, a guy very highly rated by everybody, including myself, right? He's been on a tear. He's been destroying everybody, the monster, right?
Yeah.
You don't earn that moniker, like you said, just earning decisions or, not being impressive.
Yeah. And Inoue has gone on record saying, he's been wanting this fight with Nonito, and he growing up, coming up in the ranks, he looked up to Nonito, and he took some of his, some of his moves, here's some of his skills, and he's like, oh yeah, I took some from this, some from that. So this is almost a passing of the torch in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big fight, like
huge
fight. So, man.
And I hope this type of fight, kind of catapults into like superstardom, dude, because Nonito is pretty famous, and people are familiar with him in Asia and here in the United States, but I feel like a lot of people still don't know who Inoue is, and hopefully this display can, put him a little bit more in the limelight. Obviously, if you're a boxing fan, you've heard of him, you know of him, you've seen the knockouts, but hopefully it's a great fight, man, because I think this fight could help Inoue's career a lot. And I feel like that's why he did want this fight too.
This fight kind of says it's not gonna go the distance. What do you think? No way.
No,
huh?
No,
I don't think so, man. I think I'm gonna put my alarm. I'm gonna stay up and está todo desvelado en el trabajo. Fuck.
Sorry, Brian, we can't go out tonight. Actually, we can.
We'll see.
All right, but yeah, we kind of skipped over the Ryan Garcia knockout a little bit. You have anything to add on that?
To me, I just said he needed to make a statement. It wasn't required, but he did it first round, and I did not expect the first round knockout. It's big for him, man. This is big. Yeah, and like you said, it kind of puts on notice all the other guys, like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you better be careful.
He's with Eddie. His technique vastly improved. I feel like that's one of the main reasons why he was able to get this knockout this quick, this early.
Yeah. A punch very accurate. Right behind the ear.
Yeah. And the reason why I say he needed a statement knockout is because of everything that went down, months ago, where he didn't get that opponent. A lot of people were left disappointed because they didn't get to see Ryan, here. And so he gave him a present.
It was like a late Christmas present in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
I see that. And also, if you're demanding more money, people love to see knockouts. That's the main thing that will get people into seats. Right, knockouts.
Because the higher hype you have, the higher potential you're gonna get crucified a little bit more. And so I feel like after this, a lot of people didn't say nothing. They had nothing really to say. You couldn't hate on first round knockout.
What can you say?
Right, you couldn't.
He took a knee. Yeah, of course. Okay, we hear that all the time. He did not take a knee, guys. He got punched for real.
Yeah.
But also, what was I gonna say? I am more looking forward to his next fight now.
Yeah.
As opposed to if he didn't make that statement, right? Now you're going to be like, all right, who's going to be his next opponent?
Who's going to step up?
And obviously it's very difficult to live up to that obvious first round knockout. Like, we're not going to set that bar that high for next fight. But it was very interesting because a lot of people in the post-fight press conferences, of course, they ask him the same questions. Oh, when are you going to fight this guy? When are you going to fight? Right? Very original questions, by the way. I don't know where these people come up with this stuff. But it was interesting that he did end up saying, Devin Haney, realistically, probably not going to happen. Not even next year. Not anytime soon. But he did say he wants to fight Linares and then Luke Campbell.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, and I'm not surprised at this because, Oscar De La Hoya, right? He knows how to build a star. He did it himself as a boxer, right? And he had the help of Bob Arum, obviously. But he knows how to build a star. And it seems like they already have a certain path that, they want him to follow. And he already had 2 names. So, interesting.
Yeah, those are names. So, whether it comes to fruition, we'll see.
Yeah.
Those are names that will help you catapult. Because I think he talked about Gamboa back in some time.
Gamboa, he's gonna be the stepping stone for a Tank, right?
Tank.
That's gonna be sad. Poor Gamboa. He's been the stepping stone for
a couple.
A lot of people.
Yeah, we'll see how that fight turns out. But yeah, impressive knockout by Kingry. We had his mom previously on the show and stuff. So see if we can have her back.
Yeah, I'll put some throwback clips on our IG.
Yeah. Sugar Rush, probably get him in here as well. So, yeah.
Interesting that we're talking about like the teams that you have around you. He has Oscar Valdez, right, who's fighting soon. On that team, Canelo. He has Canelo there. He has what you can consider now, experienced trainers, right? They've been with Canelo since the beginning. And then, more importantly, he has Oscar De La Hoya and Hopkins, right?
Yeah.
2 legends. Like, this guy gets so much advice from these real professionals, right? Experienced professionals. So he's taking steps in the right direction, I think.
Yeah, and stuff that's, I feel like the only thing that could derail him is stuff outside of the ring.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can keep that that humbleness, that focus. I know it's not easy, but this is the game, this is the career you picked. Hopefully he does the right things, because he has everything going for him. He's that one fighter that has everything, to be a superstar, and so only time will tell.
Yeah, interesting. I think he is the future of boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
He already has a following. He's getting the important wins now. We'll see if he can continue, like we said.
Okay.
And I see you have another golden boy fighter there, veteran, right? We've had him on the show a couple times now. A good friend of the show, Pablo Cesar Cano. You want to tell people a little bit about that?
Yeah, fight announcement. Just recently, he will be fighting Roberto Ortiz at Plaza de Toros, San Miguel de Allende, in Guanajuato, Mexico. So that's gonna be, that's a good fight for him.
You know what? I want to go to a boxing fight in Mexico one day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's fighting Roberto Ortiz, who was just recently in there with Virgil Ortiz Jr. No, he lost that fight by TKO, but I mean, that's Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah, Roberto Ortiz, 35 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws. Decent record, man.
Decent record. He's been
veteran.
Just lost recently to Cletus Selden, another 20-0 fighter. But yeah, it's a good fight for Cano. I think this is a good match for a 33-year-old. Pablo, of course, he's still doing 20, like 20s. I know he's got a resume. He's been there with a lot of names, but he's knocking at the door of the title.
Yeah.
I think he's ranked 5th right now at 140, and so he needs this name. He needs this win.
Hopefully he gets it, man. Mexico should be a good atmosphere. And that's the good thing. Like, Cano, you see a lot of guys who just come to the United States and just strictly fight here, after a while, right? I think that's important, too. Go fight in Mexico.
Yeah.
Go expand your fan base, man.
Yeah.
There might be some people there who have never seen him fight. And then after they see him, they'll be like, oh, shit, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah. So hopefully he gets a good win. Cano, cheering for you, bro.
Buena suerte.
Buena suerte.
Pablo.
Sure.
All right, so let's not skip over this women's fight, Estrada against Esparza. Did you get to catch that one at all?
I got to see some parts of it.
Yeah.
I saw the cut. So tell me a little bit about it.
Nasty cut, headbutt. And like in the middle rounds, that bad cut happened, just headbutt. And she took about 2 or 3 more headbutts of the same magnitude, which it was bad. I was hoping somebody would stop that fight.
Let me start by asking, when I heard your brother told me that it was going to be 3-minute rounds.
3-minute rounds.
Lately we've been used to seeing 2-minute rounds.
Yep.
People feel whatever way they want to feel about it. How did you feel about that? What do you think?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Was
I
it
didn't
too
like
long?
it to begin with.
Okay.
I didn't like it after the fight. I know a lot of people disagree, but it came to the point where it was like the 4th round, and I'm like, it seems like they're just gassed.
Okay.
And those after the 5th round, it was 10-round fight.
Yeah.
So after the 5th round, you knew they couldn't hurt each other.
Okay.
That punch wasn't there anymore. The stamina wasn't there anymore. I'm just like, for what?
Yeah, I understand that. Want equality, 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I understand it. Yes.
But if you want action and you want them to exert the most effective, action.
I know Sean was disagreeing with it, and Luis too from Combat Sports, but I didn't like it. I thought it was unnecessary. I thought it was a disaster. I thought if it was 2-minute rounds, she would have been able to finish the fight.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
because you're adding 10 minutes to the fight.
Yeah.
You're adding 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's exerting a lot of energy. Yeah. I definitely do like the 2-minute mark better. Just because you see more action in less time. And again, it's just in a way, it's a little bit biological. You can't. Women and men just exert more energy.
You can say you train for 3-minute rounds all you want, but in the fight, I don't see it.
Yeah.
So it became. So I was watching this fight with Javi, and we were just like, we got bored. It was boring. I'm sorry to say it, but it got boring. It got to the point where you knew there was not going to be a knockout.
Yeah.
You knew it was like, to me, it was going to be last man standing, and obviously one of them was like, hey, I can't continue, I got this big cut, which was very confusing too. They were confused about it because it was a headbutt.
Yeah.
And then she was saying, I can't see. So they were saying, oh, well, technically she quit. So technically she's supposed to lose. But then they were saying, but it was because of the headbutt. So it became a whole confusing thing. I don't know.
So they stopped her to go to the scorecards.
They went to the scorecards.
Okay.
But it was
Siniesa was
because
up?
she said she couldn't see.
Okay.
Siniesa Estrada was up. But I don't know, man. It was just...
Yeah,
I didn't like it. And even we've talked about this before, too. I think the WBC presented this, supposedly backed by doctors or science, this, what do you call it? Basically research that women are more prone to injuries or to concussions, and that's why the 2-minute rounds, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. People are always going to feel some type of way.
Yeah, I don't care what you guys want. This is not safe for the boxers. Like, you saw that back. It would have not been that bad if this was 2-minute rounds. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you say, oh, it was a good fight, I liked it, blah, blah. Hey, you're still exposing them to unnecessary punishment, right? Especially in this fight. I think this is the best example. That cut would have not been that bad if it was 2-minute rounds. And I don't care what you say, but you're not the one taking that cut, so you don't know what it feels like. You don't got to be hurt tomorrow. You can't even wash your face. You can't even put shampoo on your hair because you got a big opening on your forehead. Yeah,
I think somebody criticized the 2-minute mark on one of the last fights. Can't remember which one, but they said, like, oh, if it was a little bit longer than 2 minutes, she would have knocked this other person out.
Come on, man.
I'm just like... there's always two sides, of course.
Guess what, man?
I like the 2-minute mark better.
If there was an extra 10 seconds, the Lakers would have won. Like, you can make so many of those.
An extra.
If this would have happened and this would have happened.
Yeah.
2-minute rounds, it's been working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because I don't watch too much women's boxing to begin with.
Honestly, I like the 2-minute mark better. Yeah, it's a little bit speed up, but then they gotta, put all that. It's kind of like the shows that we do when it's 4-rounders. You gotta put all that, all that work in.
And some people take that as a negative thing. Oh, it doesn't give the fighters enough time to really, even warm up or even implement a game plan. And I'm like, you're being hypocritical because what you want to see is blood and violence, right? You glorify the Mickey Wards against Arturo Gaddis for that same reason because you're very entertained. But I don't know. People flip-flop with it. I don't know.
It's like, what, maybe in the middle, 2:30 mark now? Shit.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I just got bored by that fight.
Yeah. Drop your comments. What do you guys think? You guys like the 2-minute mark or the 3-minute mark?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they got the right winner at the end of the day, so it was cool. That fight was that whole card was very good. Yeah. We saw Evan Holyfield, right?
Okay. Evan.
He got like a 20-second knockout, which I was not happy with either.
I wasn't happy with that, no.
I was not happy with that. Before, you jump to any conclusions, so he was fighting a guy who was 0-1, right? He was making his professional debut.
Coming from MMA, correct?
Well, yeah, the other guy was an MMA fighter, and he was 0-1. He said, if I lose this fight, I'm going to quit and I'm going to go back to MMA, right? So I was like, all right, cool. This should be good, because this guy has something to prove. Fuck everybody else. He has something to prove to himself, right? I want to win this fight to continue boxing. So first 20 seconds go by. Other guy gets dropped. The referee stops it right away. Right?
Right away.
You saw that?
Yeah, right away.
No chance. He didn't hesitate. Bam. He waves it off.
Yeah,
Give the guy a chance
to see how he gets up, see if he's
first
okay.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. It almost felt like just because it's the son of Holyfield, they wanted to show a statement on his debut. Yeah, it almost felt like that. And again, I think they mentioned if it was the other way around, would they have stopped it that early? No way.
Definitely no, man.
No way. Too much money involved. Too much, at stake. Nah, they would have been like, sure, they probably would have bought him like 5 more seconds. I don't know.
Yeah, so I was not happy with that, but I'm not mad at Holyfield Jr. getting his knockout victory in his professional debut in such a big stage, such a big event, man. Congrats to him. Yeah. Hopefully we see a lot more of him.
Yeah, we see some of these names from the fathers, and you see the sons come out. Sometimes they don't, live up to which is almost impossible. But it's nice to see the son of a living legend come in and see what he can do.
Yeah, the real deal Holyfield.
The real deal.
All right, now that you touch on that topic, do you remember any son of a legend who was as good or even better than the legend?
Son of a legend. Well,
Who?
the immediate answer is no, but like I'm sure we can go down
Any sport.
any sport.
Who can you think of? Boxing, I can't think of anybody.
Boxing. I mean, let's start with boxing. See if we can find any close parallels. Boxing. Nah, dude, it's hard. Okay, let's think of the greats. I mean, the only one I can think, no. Some had real potential. Obviously, no one's gonna get close to Julio Cesar Chavez, but there was a time where Junior was.
He was on a run.
He was on a run, and then who else? Damn. I mean,
El Marmarito didn't make it.
Yeah.
El Marmarito.
Hector
Oh.
Macho Camacho Jr. did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Floyd Mayweather Sr. got eclipsed by Mayweather Jr., of course.
Yeah. But it's not like
It's
Floyd
not like Floyd
Sr.
Sr.
was
was
like a legendary fighter.
Yeah.
You know.
Huh. Yeah, if you guys can think of something, drop
Yeah,
your
let us
comments.
know who.
Yeah.
Man, who can you think of?
Think of Ali. Ali was the greatest. Laila Ali was probably up there, right? Laila Ali was one of the
Good
best women fighters of
That's
all
a
time.
good one right there.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Wow.
one.
You know, that was my fault, though, because I said son of a legend.
Yeah.
You know, I said son. That was my
It could
fault.
be son or daughter.
of a legend. Yeah.
Damn, the daughter's stepping up. Okay, who else? Who else can I think of?
Man, you know, think about that while I talk about this guy, Blair Cobbs. Blair the Flair Cobbs. I'm sure
The Flair.
if you guys watched this event, I'm sure you guys heard the post-fight press conference, the ring entrance, the display inside the ring itself. You know, he was fighting against Carlos Ortiz Cervantes. He actually got knocked down at the beginning of the fight. Cobbs.
See, I missed that.
He got knocked down.
Okay.
I believe they said this was back-to-back knockdowns that he suffers, but he's still racking up the wins. I think he's like 8-0. But this guy, let me tell you about this guy, man. 12-0
Okay.
with one draw. He came out to Triple H.
Wow, really?
Time to play
Another
the game. He came out to
Okay.
Triple H as his theme song, right? Gets knocked down at the beginning of the fight,
Okay.
recovers. His guy ends up quitting with a broken rib,
Oh, shit.
right? Immediately after the victory, they start playing Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Are you serious? Damn.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then when he gets on the mic, it was pretty good too. At first, people were like, "Who's this guy? This guy's crazy. He's a little too loud. He's, big mouth, blah, blah, this and that." Because at first, they were kind of like, the Vegas crowd was like, "Man, I think I heard some boos."
Yeah.
But then he said, "Viva Mexico." And everyone was like, "Oh, shit. Yeah. Yep. Viva Mexico." Well, he said, I guess he has some Mexican ancestry, so he he spoke in Spanish and stuff, which was cool, and that, man, before I continue that, I'm getting really annoyed of these dudes wearing the Mexican colors. We saw Crusher, we saw the Crusher shirts with the Mexican flags.
Okay.
I'm like, why? You're not Mexican. I don't appreciate your shirt.
It's like it's not September anymore.
Shakur Stevenson was wearing the sombrero too.
He came. Oh yeah.
I don't appreciate that.
It's not September.
How do you feel about that? Especially when you're facing a Mexican.
Are you facing the Mexican?
Errol Spence did it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I like Errol, but it was just not. I didn't feel it. I didn't felt that it was genuine.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I think that's it.
I feel like it's that moment when Hillary was like, "Oh yeah, I carry hot sauce in my purse."
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
like you're doing too much.
Doing too much. It
You
doesn't
know.
feel genuine.
Yeah, and especially because, those same people who are wearing these shirts or these colors or these sombreros, you're never gonna hear them stand up for the kids getting locked up in those
Yeah.
cages on the border, right?
Yeah.
You're never gonna hear them stand up for any of that political stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why are you wearing our colors when you're just you're just doing it to try to gain fans or sell
Yeah.
tickets or for attention or whatever? I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Again, back to that. If it doesn't feel genuine, I'm not with it. Like, I don't know. I just
Especially if you're fighting a Mexican guy, dude.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like if I'm fighting a Russian guy and I come out there with like a Russian flag around me and a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? I don't like it.
To me, I have to see like either before the fight, you engaging with like the Hispanic
Yeah.
audience, you know, trying to learn some Spanish.
I agree with that.
Trying to
Don't just do it for those 30
for those
seconds
30
that you're
seconds,
on camera.
exactly. Post fight interview, you know, if you know some Spanish, throw some out.
Yeah.
We're gonna be able to tell if you even tried, you practiced it,
Uh-huh.
or you're just belting it out.
Yeah.
Just for the
if you're
moment.
gonna try for real.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound hypocritical, but I love Tyson Fury shit.
I was gonna say that, yeah.
However, he went all out.
He went all out, yeah.
He didn't. Yeah, and we even mentioned it before, right? Like
Yeah.
he's probably gonna wear sombrero, right?
Yeah,
and we're kind of jokingly saying, "Oh, he might come out to Mexican music,"
Yeah.
and then we're like, "Ha. No,
And
wait, he might actually
he
come
might
out to
actually come out to
Mexican
Mexican
music."
music, yeah.
And guess what? He
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that one made a little more sense because it was Mexican Independence Weekend,
Mhm.
and he knew that a lot of the weight was gonna fall on his shoulders, right? Without Canelo fighting,
Yeah.
you know, without Ryan Garcia fighting,
Mhm.
you know. So it was like his show, and it was Vegas, right? Put
Yeah.
on a show, but that was cool.
Yeah.
The other ones, it was just random. Like Shakur, why are you wearing a sombrero? And then his robe said like campeón, right? And that's it. You don't acknowledge the Mexican fans.
Yeah.
You don't say gracias.
Yeah. I mean,
That's it. You just wear the shit and don't acknowledge them. It's kind of weird.
I mean, he's dating like a Hispanic chick, right? That's why
yeah.
he feels like he has some say.
I guess.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just has to feel genuine.
Just like Golovkin, I think he got his Mexican pass revoked.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You threw
So
8 body
Mexican
punches.
passport.
We took that card back. Give us that Mexican card back. You don't even got able anymore.
You got able.
Yeah, I don't want to hear no shit about Mexican style.
Oh, that's funny. We'll do a little one like, okay, who gets the Mexican passport? Who passes? Who does it? I like Errol Spence. That one caught me a little off guard. I'm like, oh, I like you, but not feeling it.
It's random.
Right away.
You're in your hometown and
Yeah. I
you're
think
trying to wear the other guy's colors.
I mean, and it's not to knock off on anybody. We've seen Hispanic fighters that wear the flag, and we're just like, we kind of see what you're trying to do, but
Yeah.
So it's like Hispanic fighters from other nationalities wear the Mexican colors, and we're just like,
and we see him come out to Mexican music as well.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah. And sometimes we see we're like, okay, well, he trains out of Tijuana, so okay, I kind of get that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If there's some connection to the Mexican culture,
connection. Uh-huh.
then if there's no connection, we're gonna feel it. We're gonna know what's up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yup. Man, heated topic. Shit. But I'm tired. It's just so random. Like, why are you wearing a sombrero for?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's no need.
Yeah.
And you're not gaining any fans by doing that. Let me just tell them, too. Nobody's saying, oh, shit, sombrero. I like this guy now.
Yeah,
like,
no,
do you
no,
feel
no.
that sentiment? Like,
Hell no. I need to.
if anything, I'm a root against you.
Exactly. I need to see you like shout out some Spanish words or eat some of our food. Like, let me catch you eating some tacos and be like, oh, I like this. Like, and then, I gotta see something more than just those
A
30
message
seconds.
in Spanish, even if
Yeah.
it's just one word, you
Yeah.
know. Shit, man. Because even Ryan Garcia got it when he couldn't speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And he has Mexican background,
Exactly.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah, Mexicans they don't take that shit lightly. But yeah, anyway, Blair, the Flair Cobbs, right? He mentioned he had some Mexican ancestry, and then he said "Viva Mexico,"
Yeah.
right? That was his last words. So people
Yeah.
were like, "All right, that's cool."
Yeah,
you know.
I think one of the first things you got to do to get that passport is be entertaining, right? He's pretty entertaining.
He is.
I heard a lot about him even before, like from your brother. It's like, oh, you seen this guy Cobbs? He's funny. He's a character.
Yeah.
And then I saw some of the clips. I was like, okay, he's funny. He's entertaining. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, and even on our other the Wolfpack group chat,
Mhm.
you know, those guys are MMA guys, right?
Yeah.
But they were also tuning into the zone, and this was a topic on that group
Okay.
chat, right?
Yeah.
People who don't watch boxing every weekend like us, you know, are talking about this. Hey, that guy's pretty cool. Ric Flair, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, he kept doing the woo.
Yeah.
You know, he had that wrestling little touch to it. Like
Yeah.
that was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we talk about this all the time. You got to be entertaining,
Mhm.
and you got to somehow make people remember you. And
Yeah.
we're not gonna forget about this guy anytime soon.
Yeah. It's funny because I told your brother, I was like, this guy's talking a lot of smack. He's
Yep.
very entertaining. He better not get knocked out or like lose because he's going to look bad. But you say he got knocked down. He got back up. So it shows that he's got some of that,
Yeah.
vulnerability. So people are going to want to tune in and see, like,
Mhm.
but no, he.
I feel like it makes it a better fight when you look maybe a little vulnerable.
Okay.
Like, cause it makes it seem like, oh, you're not just fighting anybody. It's like you're fighting real threats out there. Yeah. And I feel like this was a challenge for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna tag him and see if we can reach out to him. But yeah,
man.
Something that we talk about is if you're gonna be a fighter, you gotta put on a show inside and outside the ring, and he's doing that, man. So
woo, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, but that was that. Very good card overall. What'd you think of it? I know you didn't get to catch every single fight, but what'd you think of it overall?
Overall, it was good. I think we have one big complaint, right? And
the delay.
The delay. It came in handy this time around, but
it worked for you.
For me, it worked for me because I was working. I was able to get off of work and come to your house in time to watch the fight. But still, an hour plus delay, taking a backseat to MMA. What the fuck is that about?
I'm not mad at it.
You're not mad at it? Really?
I'm just mad because look, it's not like we haven't seen this before.
But not this long.
How long was the Canelo Triple G2 delay?
I was like at least 35,
come on, dude. I grabbed 4 buckets of popcorn.
It was not this long. It was long.
It wasn't this long.
But it was.
No, it wasn't this long because they had said the ring walk was gonna be at 9 p.m. Pacific time for us, right? So I was like, all right, cool. And really, the fight started like at 10:15 p.m.
Right? That was But to me, it's just like this.
I'm just mad that it was a zone and they're fucking boring. And it's just like, come on, dude. You even had Robert Horry do a freaking interview. Robert Horry doesn't even do basketball interviews, and he's doing boxing interviews.
Yeah, there was too much filler, like fill-ins, and they had like they fucked up by putting Canelo, like showing the Canelo and Kovalev like taking a nap. I'm like, bro, this is the face of boxing.
You know why I'm not mad at it either? Because it's Vegas, and I know people get there late to the fights.
Yeah. I understand that. I just did not like that it took a backseat to... I know that was a big MMA fight, but it wasn't the biggest MMA fight. Canelo, when he fights, he's like one of the 2 main biggest events like in boxing. So I didn't like that they made I feel like they kind of shot themselves a little bit in the foot, the zone and boxing here. So I just didn't like it. You know, yeah, sure, like you're going to delay a little bit, but don't overdo it.
Yeah.
This is one of the... I get it. They did it for subscriptions. They wanted
they're only doing it because it's subscription based. They need people to subscribe. They need people to actually watch. If this was pay-per-view and you already paid her $75, who cares? Play the fight at any time, right?
Yeah.
We don't care about that. But we need subscribers. We need viewers. If we can get some of those casuals who are watching the MMA fight and then might want to watch this fight, hey, we'll wait for them. It's cool, right?
Yeah, to me, I would like to see numbers. I want to see how many people actually subscribe. They're not going to release them. I get that, but want to see like if it really worked or not. Of course, they're going to get some numbers, but it's kind of hard to think that someone's going to shell out already $75 for an MMA fight and then they're going to put another 20 or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
For another boxing fight. So,
but if I'm them, I still want people to watch.
Yeah.
Right. This is the main attraction. This is Canelo. This is the main event to your fucking little MMA fight, right?
That makes sense.
Okay. Your fight's over. All right, here's the main event. Canelo's on now, and I think the fight itself lived up to it, right? Yeah. Because I know some people were criticizing that, but then the knockout I think made it all worth it, right? Because then everybody's still talking about Canelo's knockout win as opposed to the MMA fight that got stopped for a cut. Yeah. Right. I think they didn't see the chick fight that she was fighting with her brain halfway out, for 4 rounds. Right. Yeah. They stopped that one for a cut. All right.
So,
but that was, I know a lot of people were mad at it. It was a very long delay. I probably took a nap. I was a little sick Saturday, so I didn't mind. I'm like, cool, I'll take a nap, wake up, still not on. Yeah. I think I think my girl got home like at 10 and she was like, oh, is the fight over already? Yeah. I'm like, that shit hasn't even started. Yeah. And then she came through and watched the fight. So I think it was convenient for a lot of people.
To me, it just needs better. If you're going to have a delay, have better filler.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Talk about everything that's going on in boxing. That's what we do when we, have our, call the fights. We talk about what's going on in boxing.
And be ready for that shit, dude. Yeah. There's an MMA fight. Why not have like a little mini documentary 24/7 type of thing in between? Like make a 20-minute little documentary before the fight.
Did they not put the Joshua, that's the Andrew Ruiz like mini doc? I know that it's like a 10-minute one. Like
no, dude, they put like 25 Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua clips. I think they just ran out of shit.
Yeah, they gotta have some shit ready.
They kept putting the same thing over and over. they had the KSI dude.
Yeah.
That's the British guy, right?
Yeah.
He was talking on there for like 5 minutes. He shouted out everybody. He shouted out Rollies. He shouted out Jeff Mayweather, Brian.
Yeah.
He shouted out the whole world, and then they're like, okay, who are we going to get next? Robert Horry. All right, come on down, Robert Horry. And then
Horry. They really said Horry?
Horry.
Horry. Oh, man.
7 rings, and yeah, it was interesting, but it was boring. I don't want to hear those guys talk boxing.
Yeah.
Those guys sound like they belong in the WWE. Like, I don't want to listen to them. It was this bad that I think Sergio Moro was pretty good. I think he was like the standout from that night, honestly.
Damn.
Hopkins was on there. He talked for 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was cool, but I think Sergio Moro was like the big winner from the commentators. Everybody else is like, dude, shut up. I don't want to hear your voice anymore.
Yeah, this is where the DAZN has to have like their fighters on hand and just do interviews and some updates, stuff like that.
You know what I was thinking?
Hire my boy Gio, the editing.
Hey, let's
guru.
go.
He'll put you some good stuff together.
I'll do something, dude. I'll put a clip of our show.
Man.
But what I was thinking throughout that whole delay, I'm like, I think the DAZN just like, they just try to save a lot of money and hire these dudes, because they handed out all these huge contracts. I'm like, I feel like they try to save money and just they hired beginners, because even when they were doing the homage to Patrick Day, right, who passed away recently in the boxing world, they're like, all right, we're gonna do a moment of silence, and they were playing like some Canelo stuff in the background, some Canelo and Kovalev stuff in the background when it was supposed to be silent. And then after like 5 seconds they turned it off. I'm just like, feels like they just hired a lot of new people or interns. To, just to fill in. And
you're supposed to be the coffee guy and the sound guy.
Yo, press pause, dude. Moment of silence, bro. Yeah, that those shows are interesting because you're gonna see bloopers.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. You're right. So come on, DAZN, step it up, man.
Yeah. Where's Alfonso Gomez? He said he was in shoot through.
Alfonso said
he's
he was
not
in
here.
shoot through.
We're about to bounce out of here, Alfonso. Man. What other topics you got?
What else we got? Devin Haney fighting, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Devin Haney?
I have no idea who he's fighting.
I have no idea
who Billy Joe Saunders is fighting, and that's why I'm probably not gonna watch.
I have no idea who they're fighting. I just want to see Devin Haney's skills once again on display. Very talented young man.
For what?
What do you mean for what?
You want to see the Lakers beat up on the freaking Charlotte Hornets all the time?
Hornets.
Like,
honestly, anytime you can see Devin Haney just fighting, it's impressive. So yeah, sure, we'd like to see him with tougher competition, of course. But
I'm talking all that shit, right? Step up.
Yeah, step up. Who would you like to see him fight?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I hate, well, he's the DAZN and this and that. Fuck your shit. That's not how it works. Not anymore. We see everybody fighting each other. Kovalev is not part of the DAZN, and he was on the DAZN this past weekend. So, whoever's there, dude.
Yeah.
It's getting hot right now, right? Delfimo, Comey, right? Even put him against a veteran, dude.
Yeah.
Why not a guy like Linares?
Yeah. I was gonna say
he's the DAZN.
I was gonna say Linares Campbell, if he could go down to his way. That's the title that
Linares could come down. 140 wasn't very pleasant for him.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Paulo Cesacano once again.
Hey.
Right. Fight a veteran, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see him fight a veteran. Yeah. So yeah, Luke Campbell, Linares.
Yeah, those are good fights.
Yeah.
Those are challenges. Right.
Yeah. All right.
But also Barbosa's fight's coming up. Arnold Barbosa. Shout out to him. I know he's been posting a lot of stuff. Let me look it up real quickly. But his fight is coming up. He's fighting in November.
That's right.
Yeah, shout out to him. He's knocking on doors, man, at that 140-pound division. Just like Paulo Cesar Cano.
Yeah.
Imagine we see those two fight.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was gonna say, two of our boys that are like right there knocking.
Wow.
They deserve a chance. Hope they don't cross each other, but they're gonna have to maybe down the line.
Yeah. So who do we have there for Arnold Barbosa?
He's taking on William Silva, 27-2. He's fighting on November 30th.
Vegas.
Vegas. Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan. Yeah, shout out to Arnold, man.
Arnold, send his tickets, bro. We'll be there.
Hey, for real. Send us that rental car.
No, I think he's gonna take care of business. You know, we seen him working, you know, day in and day out.
Yeah.
You know, he's just right there, ready for that opportunity. We told him when he came on the show.
Shout out to Jose too.
Yeah, and not just because he was here, but I was
Yeah.
like, after that win, you know, at that top rank card, you know, against a veteran, which he knocked out in under 4 rounds, I believe.
Yeah, Mike Alvarado.
Yeah, Michael Alvarado, mile high. I thought that he deserved a title shot just based on that. Of course, you know, politics come into play, and you know he's been a little, you know, decked on the side, but you know he's. I was like, just keep working, man. The opportunity's gonna come. Someone's gonna think, oh, they're gonna look at your record like, oh, not a lot of knockouts. You know, I can handle him. That's gonna be your moment.
So I think my question would be, by how many fights do you think a fighter should already be challenging for a world title? Obviously, eliminate Loma because he's one of a kind, right?
Yeah.
But just your average fighter, contender, how many fights?
For I think around the 19th, 20th, 21st.
Wow. I think that's a little early.
You think so?
For a world title,
Oh, for a world
real
title.
For a real
For
title.
a real, okay.
Uh-huh.
Not just the regional, regular.
Not just the WBC one,
Okay.
the franchise one. And that's what sucks about it, because
yeah.
that WBC becomes a little less important.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
there's still another one above that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would say probably the 25th to 30.
Yeah, I like that.
Around there.
I like that mark.
Yeah, because
24, 25.
Because one example, Anthony Sims Jr., I think he has 20 fights, right?
Yeah.
I think he's still a little, you know, he needs a couple
Yeah.
more fights with some more bets, you know,
Yeah.
some top 10 guys. And that would bump him over to the 25th mark. I
Yeah.
think that's enough experience, enough fights, bouts, rounds to then challenge for a title.
Yeah, I agree with that. And let me ask you this, Rocky Fielding, right? Because it looks like he might fight Rocky Fielding. How do you think that fight pans out? Anthony Sims Jr. against Rocky Fielding.
Honestly, I don't think it's an easy fight. It's going to be, you know, Rocky Fielding was in there with Canelo. Yeah, he didn't last a long time, but, you know, it's experience is experience. He does have more fights. He does have, you know, more experience in there, more rounds.
He's only lost to Callum Smith and Canelo.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's why when I was like, stop disrespecting this man, because he has a pretty good record. And a lot of people are saying, oh, he's a bum, he's a chump.
Yeah.
Dude, of course, when you fight Canelo, look at Kovalev. He ended up, you know, 619 against the ropes, you know.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you fight an elite fighter. But yeah, I think that's good that you say, like, it's not going to be like such an easy fight, I think, for Anthony Sims Jr.
Yeah, I still think he gets away with the win. I think it goes the distance, but
you think so?
I think it goes the distance, but you know, but I think it's not gonna be an easy fight for sure.
And I'll add this to it. It's probably gonna be in the UK.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little more interesting.
And people love UK. I mean, people love Anthony in the UK. That's just gonna, you know, push his brand up even more.
Yeah.
But I think it's a doable fight. It's not gonna be an easy fight.
Yeah.
If he makes it look easy, I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
Just because he's got more pressure now. I think you mentioned it once. There's a big standard, especially in the UK, for Anthony Sims, and if he doesn't, you know, impress or he doesn't wow the crowd, they're gonna call it a not so great performance. But yeah, I think he can take him. Just it won't be easy, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
He sent me some Instagram messages. I'll probably wait later to see him, because he be sending me random stuff, random videos. But yeah, any other topics that we need to touch on? Inoue, we covered that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch the YouTubers?
Those guys. I know Chris is very excited about these guys. I'm not too excited, to be honest. They're very entertaining for promoting a fight, but I don't like seeing I don't like seeing not skilled fighters in that ring. So,
Yeah. You know, I'm glad they chose boxing,
Yeah.
right? Because they could have chose WWE, they could have chose MMA.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
For some reason, when people are trying to fight, you know, they choose boxing. So I'm pretty cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
It tells you that, you know, boxing is still alive and well.
Yeah.
And, you know, what was I going to say? I forgot.
Yeah. I'll probably watch 1 or 2 rounds. If I
Yeah.
get bored, I will definitely walk
Yeah.
away. I'll be like, okay, I saw what I needed to see.
I kind of want to watch it just because it's boxing, I
Yeah.
guess.
You want to see what stars
But I
are there?
feel like I'm going to just be mad when I watch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is
Look
this?
at this guy. Can't throw a hook. Look at.
Yeah, like, why is he tired after 30 seconds? Like,
Yeah.
but I think this is supposed to be probably the biggest celebrity match, right?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it could have been Chris Brown and Soulja Boy.
That would have been better.
They didn't get it on. I think Mike was supposed to be on Soulja Boy's corner, right?
Yeah, that would have been fun.
And I forget who was supposed to be on Chris Brown's, but that would have been the biggest fight in the history of celebrity boxing.
Those are real celebrities.
Add this. Yeah.
Those are real celebrities.
They're real celebrities, right?
But
But let me add
celebrities
this.
are like C-list.
It's like us, dude. It's like,
We're pretty legit, bro. We're pretty legit.
dude, we gotta smart.
Yeah.
We gotta do it. Put on
some-
cameras and put it all over the.
Do the whole promotion
YouTube
thing.
and-
Yeah, I think we could do a promotion better than
That'd be sick, and I think we could actually show them some good shit.
yeah, that'd be funny. This is how you do it, guys. Nah.
Yeah, the defense, you know.
That'd be
But
fun. Who you gonna have in your corner? Sharpie? I heard he's pretty good.
I'd go for either Alfonso or Sean.
Oh, damn.
Or Lily, because she probably hit you with a bucket
For real.
if her fighter's
That's
losing.
funny.
Who would you have?
My corner?
Yeah,
Who would I have in my corner? You have to go with Brian. He's gonna tell you what you're doing wrong in there.
Straight
he's not
up.
gonna. Yeah, he's not gonna
Bitch,
sugarcoat
you're
nothing.
losing.
You're
Wake up.
losing. You're losing, Mosqueda. Kick.
throw a low blow. You know who you should have? Your dad and your grandpa, because they have some
old school, man.
boxing amateur.
Yeah.
You know, we had a good talk with your grandpa
Yeah.
last weekend.
Yeah.
And happy belated birthday too.
Thank-
Thanks for the tacos.
Tacos were
They're
good, man.
bomb.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, good
yeah. You know
times.
what? Yeah, keep it in the family, right?
Yeah, dude. Your grandpa looked like he knew a little something. You know,
Dude.
old school.
He might want to jump in there. And
He looked like those guys who used to chase the chickens. For
Yeah.
you know.
he's gonna be like, tuviera 50 años menos. Man.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's crazy. I think that Chris Brown and Soulja Boy would have been one of the biggest
Oh,
boxing fights
yeah.
ever. Boxing
Ever.
period, not even just celebrity. I think that shit would have been big.
Yeah, that would have. That would.
I think 50 Cent was supposed to promote it too, right? When they had
think
that
so.
SMS promotions back
Yeah.
in the day.
How close was that to come into fruition?
I heard it was very close until Chris Brown pulled out. That's what Mike Tyson said. Like,
Yeah.
I was gonna start. I don't know if he had already started training Soulja Boy, but he was like, it was legit. It was gonna happen, and
Yeah.
for some reason, I think Chris Brown's team told him not to do it.
The PR people were like, just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Dang. Who had more street cred or in terms of fighting? Neither one. Soulja Boy had that dance he was gonna rely on.
That Superman
Superman.
punch. And Chris Brown would have just been dancing. you know.
Damn. That would have been hilarious, man. All right.
Yeah, zero street cred between those two. If you add it up, still adds up to zero.
Man.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
But what else we got? We're 13 in.
I think we could wrap this up, and if Alfonso comes, we'll chat with him a bit.
All right, cool. I hate this question, but what's next for Canelo?
What is next?
Or what would you like to see? That's a better question.
I think anybody else left at 175 is too big, too dangerous for Canelo
Pivol said he dropped to 168.
to fight him. I think 168 makes more sense.
Yeah,
I think,
that's dangerous.
yeah, I don't think Canelo should bite off more than he can chew.
You know what?
He chewed just enough at 175.
Yeah. Exactly.
Beterbiev is a monster, a real 175. Not that Kovalev wasn't a real 175 pounder, but this guy just showed.
He had 6 slices. He didn't go for the full box.
Yeah.
You know.
I know that we didn't go into the top 10 pound for pound.
Yeah.
We'll probably go into that next week. But dude, I want to say Beterbiev is in there. But we'll talk about it more next week. But I think Canelo chewed and more, like just enough. And I think he should go to 168. There's names there. Names at 168 for him. Zurdo.
That's the one I want to see.
You got Benavides. You got Caleb Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You got Caleb Plant. Like, these guys can all fight each other. We can make some good fights down the line.
I want to see him fight Zurdo.
Yeah.
Make it an all Mexican affair. Supposedly they say that he's made comments that he doesn't want to fight Mexicans. Right?
Who?
Canelo. Uh-huh.
Jesus.
I guess he wants
Imagine
to build that Mexican boxing. Not.
Nah, kind of like.
Because if he takes Zurdo out, that's one less. Name.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see that fight. I think it'll be interesting. Southpaw,
I think it's
bigger guy against Canelo, smaller.
a great fight. I know all the fights lead to Vegas, but
And it's Mexican against Mexican. Like, people will watch that fight.
Yeah, I mean, I
With
think
no belts involved, Sean.
No belt.
It doesn't matter what belts are involved. People will tune in to watch that
Exactly.
fight.
Yeah, dude, like,
And it's been a long time, I feel like, since we've seen the Mexican War. When was
Yeah.
the last one we
the
could remember?
last big Mexican fight.
You know, we had Berchelt here
Yeah.
that same night, which I don't know whose crazy idea.
Was
Move it to Sunday or Friday, but he beat Jason Sosa, right?
Yeah.
Puerto Rican, I think.
Yeah.
But he held on to his WBC title.
Yeah.
But when was the last time we actually saw a Mexican war?
It's been, I mean, Berchelt versus Vargas,
Yeah,
but
a little diminished Vargas.
still diminished Vargas, but like names, like big names. I can only think of like back in the early. I'm sure somebody's gonna comment and put
Yeah.
other fights, but the big ones I can think of is the Barrera Morales.
Of course, that's the
guys,
ones that come
those
to
legends.
mind. But
But
Canelo against Chavez Jr.
yeah. Man. No, yeah, like a.
But even
Zurdo.
that was a big event.
Yeah.
Even that got people talking about
Yeah.
it and people tuned in.
Yeah, I mean, I think a Zurdo, Canelo. I think Zurdo will, his stock will just rise. I mean,
Yeah.
you're fighting Canelo.
And he's what, like 43-0 or something?
Yeah,
It's
or
about time
30.
that he gets that
it's a big
big
payday.
fight.
Just
Win or lose.
win or lose, just it's for the people. Like you said, no titles, just go at it, man. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think there needs to be some more Mexican versus Mexican fighters. You know, bringing
Yeah.
back that grit and
Yeah.
yeah,
It adds a little bit more spiciness to it, man.
yeah,
Because even like Mexican against Russian, like, it was cool. But,
yeah.
eh.
I mean, Benavidez fight down the road would be
That one, yeah, down the road. I'd give Benavidez like 2 or 3 years.
yeah.
Let Canelo get a little old, and then you take that baton.
Yo, I think, but what's next for Canelo? I think he needs to go to 168. I think he's to 168. He's already a 4-division champion. There's no, the 5th division championship is not gonna happen. It's 25-pound difference. So yeah, just come back to 168, make some great fights there.
And I feel like everybody at 168 is a little overrated. I
Ah.
feel like Caleb Plant is overrated. Oh, Kalen Smith, yeah, I think he's overrated too.
Yeah.
Benavidez, I like him,
Mm-hmm.
but he is 22 years old. You know, and people say like, oh, his defense is, you know, maybe not elite, you know, like a Caleb Plant or a Canelo, obviously.
Mhm.
But no, I feel like, yeah, 168 is the move. 160 would be a little tough. But I mean, at this point, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what's next for Canelo, but I'd like to see Zurdo. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Canelo's in a league all his own. I don't think not much people are clamoring for that Triple G fight. I think he even said it. He's not like,
It's not a challenge.
it's not a challenge. It's not. And so, yeah, I would be shocked if a Better B fight would be like done down the road. I don't think so, but that would be like,
Nah, he's a big
Greatness.
man, dude. He walked through, goes 6 punches. Nah.
yeah,
I don't think anybody wants to face Bitterbeer right now.
I know. Yeah, so maybe that's why people are saying, oh, Canelo, it's money.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say Andre Ward next for Canelo. Come on, man.
I mean,
Come on, man.
you wouldn't want to, I mean, obviously.
He's not gonna pick on an old guy. Come on,
Let's-
man.
I think it's like let Andre get his big payday. I don't think he's gonna come out of retirement. I don't think so. But let Andre get his last big payday, and let's just see the skills from both men. You think? I mean, I think obviously Canelo has a power, you know, in his favor. But do you think he's got way more skills than Andre?
I want to say way more, but more skills, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one would make sense, like a Mexican-American clash.
I don't think
but
Andre would touch him.
I don't think Andre's coming
And he doesn't
Sorry.
have enough power to keep anybody, you know.
off.
Yeah.
Man, I think we
Alright.
covered it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. We covered next weekend. I guess we'll be back next week, guys. Shout out to Alfonso Gomez
Shout out to
and
homie
Alfonso Lopez.
Alfonso. Shout out
Yeah.
to True Javi and to Aldo de Santiago, who said que le saludemos a Mikey Garcia.
Hey.
You saw the Mikey Garcia Halloween? She
Oh,
was
yeah, I saw
hilarious.
that. Halloween. Yeah.
It's funny as fuck.
How was Halloween for you guys? Let us know.
Yeah.
I didn't do much. I dressed up like Heisenberg. That shit was cool. I got arrested by the DEA.
That was funny. Yeah, this Halloween was a bit of a blur, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think that's it, man. Make sure to follow us at Againstdaropes. Againstdaropes_, our new Instagram. Make sure to follow that. Share our stuff, man.
Yeah.
Againstdaropes.online, the website. Like our Facebook page. I'm starting to be a little more active on that. Like, follow our Twitter. I'm starting to be a little more active on that. And make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, Against the Ropes Podcast. Anything you want to add?
Nah, just be on the lookout for our future episodes. We're going to have Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll have some specials. For y'all.
Yeah.
That's it.
And if you're listening and you want to be part of the show, you want to just drop by the studio, or if you actually want to sit down and talk one of these mics, you know, if you think you could do better than us, if you think you could be funnier than us, or if you just want to join the conversation, hey, hit us up, man.
Yeah.
We
got extra chairs.
Yeah. There was only 2 of us today, so, you know, if you want to join us, yeah, go ahead, man. Comment.
Hey.
Yeah, anything else?
That's
it, right? That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
All-Star Boxing coming up December 22nd, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a fight going on that day, too.
Seems like it.
I think Charlo against Harrison was 21st or 22nd, something like that.
Something around there, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, hit us up on Instagram, hit us up on YouTube. Yeah, stay tuned, man. We'll be back next week. Take us out.
It's been episode 61 of Against the Ropes.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
out. I always forget to press these damn buttons.
Like you already know, I said I'm a fun guy.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco Gallo. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas. Un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Huge shout out to Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview, and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time on y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.